Hello, a creative art time. Good. I like the way you responded at home for me. Good. This tells you to get your items ready because once you hear of creative art, once you have creativity, it involves your preparation, getting certain things down in order to show how creative you are. So today, what are we looking at? We are looking at color symbolism. And under color symbolism, the very subcontent that we'll be considering today is under color as a whole. So we'll take it from the scratch before we move on to what color even signify. When I put on color red, what it signifies to me. When you put on yellow, what it signifies to you. So these are some of the things we'll be looking at as we proceed on. Good. So as children as we are, sometimes we do get excited, we do get attracted whenever we see color. So help me with these basic, simple questions. Do you have a favorite color? I didn't hear your answer. Do you have a favorite color? The next one, what color is it? Okay. Now the third one, why do you like that color so much as compared to other colors? Oh, I want to hear your reason again. Why do you like that color as compared to others? All right. This tells you and I that color can make us happy, color make us excited, color can also trigger our anger or get us annoyed, color can make us feel sad. And finally, color also bring out the creative aspect of you out. So color also make you very creative if you are able to blend your colors very well. So when we talk of color, color simply means what our eyes see when light reflects on an object. So whenever there is light and it reflects on an object, it's the help of the light which enables us to determine what color it is. So without light, hardly for us to tell whether this is blue, this is red, this is yellow, or this is green to you. So color and light, they move along. So let's find out. A man or a scientist with the name Sir Isaac Newton. I'm sure you've heard of this name in your social or history topics before. All right. He is the one who discovered colors. And this is what he said about color. He said, light is color. And he did this by passing a beam of white light through a glass prism and founded 7 different colors appearing. So the image we see below is the personality we are talking about, the scientist, Sir Isaac Newton. Then the other one talks about how he was able to discover these 7 different colors by using a beam of white light through a glass prism and the reflection which strike on the surface of a wall. He was able to discover 7 set of colors out of it. Let's look at this scientist who also wanted to find out what Sir Isaac Newton did, if indeed his process was right or wrong. So let's observe his discovery.
Newton was born in 1642 into an England that was a country in transition. That was the start of the English Civil War. It was a country where they were still hunting for witches, but also it was a country where science, where rational thought, where reason were beginning to flower. Now, at the time, one of the great questions was about the nature of light. It was known that if you take a prism and shine sunlight through it, then it splits that sunlight into all the colours of the rainbow. The question was why? Now, the prevailing scientific view was that sunlight must be perfect. This dated all the way back to Aristotle and the ancient Greeks. How could something that comes from the heavens be anything other than perfect? The common explanation for the appearance of the colours was that they were impurities added by the prism to the pure white light. Newton thought that the colours were already present in the white sunlight. But what set Newton apart was the fact that he devised and performed an experiment to test his hypothesis. First, he made a rainbow by shining white light through a prism. Then, and here's the genius, he introduced a slit into that rainbow beam, and that allowed him to isolate a particular colour of light and shine that into a second prism. Then he looked for the deflection of the coloured light onto his wall. You can see that over there. Now, look what happens when I move the red light across the slit to the green light. On the wall, what you see is green light into the prism equals green light out. Now, that implies that the colours themselves are pure. The prism is not adding or subtracting anything. That means that Newton's hypothesis was shown to be correct. The colours themselves are the basic building blocks of light, and white light is made up of all those individual colours. That's genius.
Indeed, that is what genius. All right, so this is from another scientist who wanted to find out what Sir Isaac Newton did, if indeed he discovered these colors or not. And after his discovery, he also got to know that white light is made up of 7 sets of colors. So when Sir Isaac Newton discovered these 7 colors, he called them the rainbow colors. Another name for these rainbow colors is known as prismatic colors. Another name for rainbow colors is known as what? Prismatic colors. So these prismatic colors are, let's all read it one by one. 1. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Let's repeat it once more. 1. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and the last one, violet. Alright, after discovering these 7 rainbow colors, he then grouped them into 2 basic groups, and these groups are 1. Primary colors and 2. Secondary colors. So, in summary of what we learned today, the first question I would like you to ask yourself, how we feel when we see colors? How do we feel when we see colors at all? Alright, so what is color to? Who is a personality who discovered color? And what are the colors that he discovered? It's 7 colors. What are they? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what? 7. All right, let's go back and see whether you are right or wrong. So the 7 colors he discovered are red. Let's go to orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Okay, so finally he grouped them into how many groups? 2 groups, and these 2 groups, they are the primary colors and your secondary colors. So next week on our creative time, what will we be looking at? We will now look at primary and secondary colors as a whole. So we find out how they are, how primary colors they are, how to identify your secondary colors, and where we need to do any practical aspect of it. As I told you, please get your items ready, because for creativity, it involves practical aspects. So get your things ready. Next week, God willing, we'll be trying our hands on 1 or 2 things. This is where we wrap up for today. Have a blessed day and see you next time. Bye.